We are set, ready to rock for this Madden Ultimate Team matchup, and these guys on your screen ready to rock as well. Some of the stars of today's game, and speaking of the game, let's get right to it. The veteran kicker Mason Crosby set to do the honors here. And off we go in Madden Ultimate Team. This one fielded at the 5. Play action. Newton. And this one complete to Virgil Green. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this will be scooped up by the defense. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line.
To put it mildly, that is not the way anyone wants to start off a game. You fumble on your first offensive snap. But now what you're worried about is, does that linger throughout the game for your guys on offense? And how's the defense going to handle it? Because no one expects to run out on the field on the first play and have to all of a sudden start to play themselves.
And complete to Zach Ertz. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
On second down, here's Newton. He's airing it out for Williams. And touchdown! Terrence Williams, 42 yards. And his guys have taken a first-quarter lead. The fly route works for the TD grab.
And you know what the receivers love to say? If we get even with the defender, we're leaving. And that's exactly what he did, all the way into the end zone. And then he was on the business end catching it once he got over the stripe.
It's a very short kick taken by an up man. And they'll be set up with good field position here as he gets this up over the 40-yard line.
Well, you gave up the first touchdown of the game, but how about the response? Big-time return. Now it's their chance to try and put points on the board.
On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. Fighting down past the 45. And some room to roam that. Derrick Henry all alone. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Derrick Henry, 58 yards. And the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up. Free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
Cody Parkey is on now for the point after. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This one taken from the 7. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
As that ball got away from him and he saw the opposing team recover it.
He felt his pain?
Oh, I felt his pain, and you know what was going through his head. Tuck it away. Take care of the ball. All the things he hears all week in practice, he didn't carry it over into the game.
Now a play fake here on first down. Looking for Gronkowski, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the all-time interception king, Paul Krause.
The good old cover 3 defense, partner. When you start playing football as a safety, that's the first thing you're taught. Middle of the field, be as deep as the deepest receiver in any zone, and break on the football when it's thrown and pick it off, just as we saw there.
Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. Room past the 20. Ezekiel Elliott gonna take it the distance. The 30. Past the 20. Touchdown! Ezekiel Elliott, 94 yards. And his guys have taken the lead. So their backs were against the wall, deep back in their own territory, and they run it all the way down into the end zone.
That takes a lot of coordination for an offensive team, doesn't it? Because, let's face it, it's really not a surprise that they're going to run the ball in that situation. Backed up that close to their own end zone, you usually do call running plays, trying to be safe. Instead, it turns into an electrical run, a bolt for your team, and off he goes to the races.
Crosby on now to kick it away. Tyreek Hill on the return. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Ertz has it left side. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
To throw on second down is Newton. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
Elliott, toss right. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down. A tale of 2 extremes. First carry, he went for a bundle. His second goes backward.
And how many times have we seen that happen? Because you get that big carry, and you come back and you're all fired up, and sometimes you force a run a little bit, right? Trying to break off that big carry again, and instead it works opposite.
And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. Out of the gun, Newton. Caught left side, Williams. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. Now Newton on first down. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. Here with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's Orlando in possession of the football here to begin quarter number 2. They've got it 2nd and 10 to start things out. To throw again, Newton. Dancing to his left. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. Simeon now to throw. It's a wobbler, and it's intercepted. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. He's at the 30. And he takes it all the way back. It's a pick 2, if you will, as that play backfires in a big way. Crosby on now to kick it away. So a very short kick here. This will be taken by one of the up men. And he is hit pretty hard from the side as he's knocked down. And Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20. first down carry for Henry. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
Again, it's Henry. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
That goes down as a loss against his rushing stats. But really, should he have to absorb that one? He had no chance on that play before they overwhelmed him.
Pretty much on top of him before he could take his first step. Throwing on third down, Newton. And this is going to be incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
And Cam Newton's not coming off the field. He'll keep the offense out to go for it on fourth. They snap it to Newton. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Wesley Woodyard coming with pressure. He drops him on the blitz for a loss of 12. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's got room. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back to CenturyLink Field after this. They go to Elliott again. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. They'll say no gain on the play, so it was looking good, but nothing there, and now it's 3rd down and inches. On 3rd down, Elliott. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So on 4th down, kicking it away here, Michael Pilardi. And they won't try and pooch it. It's a fake. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. It's a gain of 4 that time. And that enables them to also pick up the first. And they were right in that gray area on the edge of long field goal range, maybe too short to punt it. So the defense probably was expecting this was a possibility.
They should have been, and in most cases, what you do on defense is you go to what they call punt safe. In other words, you leave your defense on the field, prepare for them to possibly go for it, and then you just have a little bit different responsibilities. You're not really trying to get a big return. You just want to make sure you get the ball back. But they fell asleep with the switch.
Now Elliott. Elliott a first down and more. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. Now Crosby for the point after. Back to throw, Simeon. It's a wobbler, and it's intercepted. it all the way back. It's a pick two, if you will, as that play backfires in a big way. Crosby on now to kick it away. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And they will start out in great shape, up very close to midfield.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. One first down, and you're almost in field goal position.
They fake the give. Newton. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
Second down, here's Henry. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this third and long play as we'll get a timeout. As they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Third and long, it's Newton. Eluding the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. Cam fighting. He lost the football. It's out. And the defense will get their hands on it, going the other way. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. And for how much Cam handles the football, he really doesn't fumble a whole lot, but coughed it up there.
And I know that a lot of people seeing that play, they immediately go back to the Super Bowl against Denver and Von Miller knocking it free from Cam. But I think you're exactly right. One of the underrated aspects of his game, he's fundamentally sound when he carries the football. Whether he's in the pocket or actually running it, he usually does a great job of taking care of it.
He'll have to shake that one off. A little bit of ground to make up for the offense as they face a 2nd and 11. Again, it's Elliott. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. The offense on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. A final shot before the break. Newton. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And they can't get the long connection as it falls incomplete. And just like that, on we head to half number 2. And they decide fairly early here they need the ball back, so here's an onside kick. And they got it. They recovered it. Wait, hang on now, though. There's a penalty flag down. So they hit the ball before it went 10 yards. I know that's tough, but you got to stay disciplined.
It is difficult because you're so eager to go get the football. It's that type of a play, but you're exactly right. You have to have the discipline to let it go 10 first.
Newton. Looking deep downfield. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Eric Reed. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
And he's brought down after a good gain. That one goes for 24 yards. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Virgil Green is tight end, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down. Throwing again. Newton. Buying time to his left. Able to fight through one tackle. Steps away to his left. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. The improv act there, good for 9. And now they'll be looking at a 3rd and short. 3rd and 1. So just 1 yard to go here on 3rd down. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. From the 50, Newton. Flush to his right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And this defense will take over right at midfield. Now following the interception, here's Newton. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. Touchdown! Trey Madden, 49 yards. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. And he wasn't blocking or running it there. They tossed it to him.
And you remember the good old days when the 49ers were riding roughshod in the league? They used their fullback in pass plays all the time. Roger Craig, Tom Rathman, those guys were terrific at running these types of plays.
Crosby on now to kick it away. Here's the dangerous Tyreek Hill. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the first down or to have the defense have to hold up.
But he trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it, be aggressive, because I've got the wild bunch backing me up over here on my own sideline.
Now we'll see what his offense can do. Back to the air, Newton on 2nd down. Flushed out right. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
And the Seahawks on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 10. Now a handoff to Henry. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that would look like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the 2nd level, because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the 2nd level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Final minute now of the third quarter. They'll fake the handoff. Now Newton. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here. After first and second down went backwards, it's third and very long. Now a play fake, and it's Newton. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Credit the secondary and credit the defensive game plan. They've been in his hip pocket all game long. They understood coming in that he was a big-time receiver.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. They are going to go for it. It's Newton. And going deep for Hill. And that one incomplete. They try to sneak in a deep ball with the clock running down. And they'll start this drive with very good field position. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll be dropped at the 23 after a pickup of about 4. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time. And that
under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Yannick Ngakoue in there to bring him down for a loss of 7.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
They'll run with Elliott. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him.
And look at this, another fake. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10, and he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Goes underneath for Henry. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. He got 29 yards that time.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner. Get him.
The ball comes out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
Now I have to admit, partner, that I often thought that I don't like this rule, where the offensive player fumbles the ball, it goes out of bounds, and they get to keep it.
That's just because you're a defensive guy. That's why you don't like it.
Yeah, you're right. It is a slanted view, isn't it?
But this is where, for the offensive team, the sideline is their friend. Usually it's not their friend. Yeah,
exactly right. I actually played for a guy in college. You know what he used to name the sideline? Sammy. Sammy sideline, and use him well.
Fourth quarter, 2-minute warning about to hit, and it looks like they're going to get one more play in.
It'll be interesting to see what they try and do on this play. Do they try and take a shot, or do they just try and get to the 2-minute warning?
Newton now to throw. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. Here's Newton now on second down. And this is Ertz with it, right side. And heavy contact. He is knocked down hard. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. Newton looking to throw on 3rd and 1. Being chased out left. He may try and run for this. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 4 yards there as they let him out of the pocket, and he got enough for the first.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. Unable to get it to Gronkowski that time. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
And he floated one out there incomplete. This drive, which was going so smoothly, all of a sudden it's a little bit of a roadblock here with 2 straight incompletions.
Yeah, apparently this defense has had enough. Apparently they're saying no more. We're making a stand right here, right now. But it is 3rd and 10. They've got to get after him one more time.
On 3rd down, Henry. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Ray Lewis in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. A first down carry by Elliott. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Good gain there on first down. It keeps them in a running situation, probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him. Ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. On 2nd down, Elliott. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down. On 3rd down, it's Elliott. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
Yeah, let me puff out my chest a little bit, even though I'm not rooting for either team. That was a really nice defensive play. It's awfully fun to watch, even in an offensive game.
They're going to look to throw. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out. It's such a risky play there to fake it. You're either the hero or the GOAT. Here they're going to be the GOAT.
Unfortunate, too, because you know they thought they had something there. They don't.
And look at this. Cam Newton intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off inside the 5. And a terrific return as he'll take it up past the 35.
It's just been one mistake after another on the offensive side of the ball. That's now 3 interceptions to go along with 2 fumbles for him. And if you're going to turn the ball over 5 times in a game, your chances to win have to be about 100 to 1. And it's not looking good for him here.
So jumping from his free safety spot.
That tells you how aggressive they are on defense, doesn't it? They get everyone involved. He was a little too fast on that play.
After the penalty, it's Elliott. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. Throwing here, Newton. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted, no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. Join the discussion on Twitter at EA Sports_MUT. From Seattle, so long, everybody.